love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home. You love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home. You love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home. You love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home.
I'm drank up and I'm banked up and I'm faded. You bend it down and you poke it up and you elevate it. I'm drank up and I'm danked up and I'm faded. You bend it down and you poke it up and you elevate it, you elevate it.
I came over, I ain't sober, I'm still drunk, that's hangover. Might run it back when this page over. You the best thing, I done slaved over. Gon' arch you back and been way over. It's overdue for that understressing. Over him, now you underdressing. Call me up and I come finessing. Like, ooh, we shot it, what it do, what it don't. Baby, you a queen, you can move how you want. You was rocking with me when I couldn't stay afloat. They ain't never saying nothing wavy to a boat. Like, eyes up, look at me, now I'm the captain. Brought the camera, time for action. Split the legs just like a fraction. Tuck the napkin, time for snacking. You a mother meal. Tell me that it's mine, baby, tell me that it's real. Hit it to the max, well, tell me how it feel. It's gonna be a minute, cause I'm in it for the thrill. Make her feel like heaven, she gon' put me in the wheel. And willingly, I wanna do anything she wanna do. I ain't even wanna boo, but this is what the karma do. It's hard to be apart from you, cause ooh, I
love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home. You love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home.
I'm drank up and I'm danked up and I'm faded. You bend it down and you poke it up and you elevate it. I'm drank up and I'm danked up and I'm faded. You bend it down and you poke it up and you elevate it, you elevate it, you.
I'm in love with you, so what can I do?
tongue-tied, twisted around your finger like a piece of string. I'm winded, chasing after your ghost is real exhausting. I'm in love, but I don't think it's what I thought it was supposed to be. Love story, no guts and no glory. How did I get so dizzy thinking of you? I don't usually get like this. It's something about you I miss. Could it be we never had that kiss? Well, I don't usually get like this. 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 Reminded of how I met you, tried to catch you falling. Instead I fell off myself and I just can't stop falling. These wings are gonna flap for me if I keep waiting. Keep waiting, keep waiting, keep waiting, keep waiting. How did I get so dizzy thinking of you? I don't usually get like this. I don't get like it's something about you I miss. Could it be we never had that kiss? I just wanna kiss you. Well, I don't usually get like this. Get like this. Get like this. No, get like this. Get like this. Get like this. She loves me not. This bouquet is all I got. I'm dreaming, or could it be a future for you and me? She loves me, I know it's true. Or maybe I'm the fool for you. I don't usually get like this. It's something about you I miss. Could it be we never had that kiss? Yeah, I don't usually get like this. Get like this. Oh, get like this. No, get like this. Yeah, get like this. Get like this.
Feel like falling deeper. Colder nights 난 너무 싫어. 기다리기에는 너무 길어. 줬던 내 사랑이 식어. 기대만 하는 것도 난 힘들어. No, I can't, just can't. 가져 내 맘을, 놔줘 내 가슴을 다 바쳐 사랑하기엔 내 자신이 너무 걱정돼. 바보 같은 생각이야. 알아 멍청해. 상상만으로도 좋은 상상만으로도 힘든 이중적인 면을 가지고 있어. 사랑이라는 걸. Oh yeah. Baby, can't you come with me? Can't you hold my hand and 가는 방향이 어딘지 서로 궁금해져 버려 애써 맘 졸여 하늘만 보면서 언제쯤 알게 될까 너도 나와 같은 생각을 하고 있을까 한참을 멍하니 보다 보니 살짝 어두워진 색깔 불그스름한 노을의 때깔 상상만으로도 좋은 상상만으로도 힘든 이중적인 면을 가지
You broke my heart
Mic check.
a million times.
Mic check.
Count the times I made you cry. Oh, we're such a mess now, and we're burning out. I get so sad at the thought of losing you. I'm losing you. I can't bear the thought of losing you. I'm losing you. You're still perfect as the day goes by. Even the worst ones hate, they make me smile. I stop the world if it would give us time, yeah, to work things out, to work things out, to work things out, to work things out, yeah, yeah, to work things out, to work things out.
Oh, yeah.
To work things out, to work things out.
Can we be honest?
We be honest, you're my comfort zone.
My comfort zone.
Whatever I say,
Lakeisha,
don't let me
Dub Will, what up?
go.
Hey, Drea.
I know you're angry, babe, and I am cold. I get so sad at the thought of losing you. I'm losing you. I can't bear the thought of losing you. I'm losing you.
Lakeisha, I need to talk to you today.
You're still perfect as the day goes by. Even the worst ones
read, y'all.
hate, they make me smile. I stop the world if it would give us time, yeah, to work things out, to work things out. To work things out, to work things out, yeah, yeah, to work things out.
Let's go.
To work things out. Oh, yeah. To work things out. 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 To work things out.
Swing it around, make the switch, underbed music, automatic, put the book in the corner, and now we are reading. Welcome to another chapter of Rich People Read, where we read a book a month to instruct you. Let's get this like this. Yeah, I think that's better. To instruct you in the ways of the successful through the power of reading, y'all. Want to instruct you in the ways of the successful through the power of reading. Welcome. This is a live book club right here on YouTube where we read a book a month. Listen, I know a lot of people wish they read more than they actually do. I know I have. I've been meaning to read for 20 plus years. You hear about all these books, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, The Four Agreements, all these different books. You'd be like, man, I need to get to that. You never really get a chance to. Well, now we started right here on YouTube, on my channel, a way to help me do what I've been wanting to do for over 2 decades, and what you've been probably wanting to do for a long time, is to read books. I know quite a few wealthy people. I know people that have money, and none of them that are long-term successful. I'm not talking about the people that just bust a lick and get some money real quick, and next thing you know, they broke again. I'm talking about people that I know that's just had money all along. They always read. They read a lot. What up, Dub Will? What up, Lakeisha? Hey, Drea. I'm glad you guys are here. You know, and so the book that we're reading right now is How to Be a Stoic. Here's my copy. I had it at the house. I've been meaning to bring it because I have my books mailed to my house, but I'm right now at my downtown studio. And I haven't had a chance. Well, you know, it's not that. I keep forgetting to bring it, but I brought it this weekend. So here's my copy. I want you guys to have a physical copy of the books that we read here. Now, the reality is I'm reading the books to you, right? You don't have to actually read it page by page like, you know, you traditionally would read a book. Because when you listen to somebody else read a book to you, it's no different than an audiobook. And so listening to me read these books to you is the same as you reading it yourself. But I do want you to have a physical copy of the books, right? So you can build your library. It's not a lot of money. I think this book is like $12 or $13 or something like that on Amazon. The link is in the description of this video. Click that link, it'll take you straight to this book. You grab yourself a copy and you can have it. And then also, as I read, if you hear something that is important to you, or you hear something that, you know, you may want to highlight, you can always grab your highlighter or your pencil and you can underscore that particular point. So it's important that you guys all get a copy of the books that we read. But you don't have to actually read it yourself because you're letting your boy Shan read it to you, especially right in the middle of the day, right? We do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And many of you are at work, so you can just listen to me read it to you, right? I appreciate you guys being here. We're getting ready to read chapter 9 of How to Be a Stoic. Little known tips on how to cut through distractions and desires to become a better human being. Do you want to learn to navigate this chaotic life without wasting it? This is the description of this book. Are you looking for effective ways to stop worrying about the past or future and focus more on the present? Do you want to discover practical ways of how Stoicism can improve your life? If your answer was yes, then keep reading, because you're about to find out what you're looking for. You're about to find what you're looking for. The good news is the right change of perspective can offer you clarity and help you achieve the mental balance you need to live an effective and successful life. Stoicism as a philosophy can help you achieve just that. In this guide, you will discover how to apply Stoic principles and retain composure during difficult times, even if losing people you love is, you know, a byproduct of that. You'll also learn why it's essential to develop an eye for the bigger picture in life and how you could stop feeling lost, even if you see no light at the end of the tunnel. One essential truth you don't want to believe, but should. This could give you the tools and clarity you need to let yourself be happy. And so much more. This is why learning healthy tips on how to cut through distractions and empty desires can help you become not only a better human being, but also a happier one. So if you want to learn how to find meaning in the midst of everyday life, listen up, because together we are going to read this book, How to Be a Stoic. All right. Good morning, LaRonda. So we're going to go ahead and get started, you guys. We're going to jump right in. Chapter 9 is only 3 pages. I'm not sure how big chapter 10 is. We're reading 2 chapters today, chapter 9 and chapter 10, and I'm going to let you guys go. I'm glad you guys are here. Thank you so much. Listen up, everybody. Every chapter is good enough as a standalone instruction for your life. It's one thing to have been with me from the very beginning of this book, right? It's a short book, so if you want to just go back and watch the videos so you can catch up, you can. But each individual chapter is standalone. You don't have to have read the other chapters for the chapter that you're getting ready to listen to help your life. So everybody, please turn up the volume on your headphones. Turn up the volume on your earbuds. If you're at work, put one earbud in and one earbud out so you can listen to your coworkers. And we're getting ready to switch to our read screen and knock out chapter 9, developing a stoic immunity to the influence of others. Now, this is important. This is extremely important because unfortunately, and it seems to have gotten worse with social media, many people are influenced by other people as to what they think about themselves, as to how they move in life, as to how they dress, what they eat, how they think. They allow other people to influence the relationships they have with somebody close to them, husband and wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, mother, father, and child. Far too many people are influenced by other people, and you need to learn how to become immune to the influence of others. I'm glad you guys are here. Now, here's what's important. I want everybody to type the word salute. We're doing a giveaway, and if you type the word salute in the chat, you're entered to get to the giveaway, and you'll get a gift card. It's just that simple. Just type the word salute. That's all you got to do. All right. Chapter 9 of How to Be a Stoic, Developing a Stoic Immunity to the Influence of Others. People and surroundings affect us in a number of interesting ways. For instance, hold on one second. For instance, have you ever had a roommate that can always push your buttons with things that they did at home? Maybe they always had a habit of leaving a single unclean dish in the kitchen sink to wait for you, or perhaps they like to cut their toenails on the sofa. Now that you are far away from the situation, perhaps you've noticed that at the time you had a job where you put up with things which you arguably 100 times or worse, and yet when you were there, those things didn't bother you. Welcome to the wonderful world of impressions. Seneca noted this, stating in his moral and political essays. So, what it is that in public fails to annoy them, but at home provokes them. In public, it doesn't bother you, but when you're at home, it pisses you off. What happens in public is no big deal. What happens at work is no big deal. But when your boyfriend or your husband or your wife or your girlfriend does it at home, it fucking irritates you. It's like it gets on your nerves, right? So what is it that in public fails to annoy, but at home provokes you? Simply their own opinion. Reasonable and tolerant out there, moody and cross at home. So what is it that in public fails to annoy them, but at home provokes them? Simply their own opinion. Reasonable and tolerant out there, moody and cross at home. It seems rather simple on the offset, but give it a moment of thought, you guys. If we accept the conjecture that the things that the roommate did, while unpleasant, were certainly no worse than the things which we were dealing with almost every day at that time, then it must follow that we must ask ourselves, why did we let that affect us so much? What he's basically saying is, if you get pissed off that let's say, for instance, your roommate leaves, this sidebar, your roommate leaves a dirty dish at home in the kitchen sink, but the break room at your job has dirty dishes and it doesn't bother you. Why? Now I get it. Well, that's my house. I want my house to be clean. At work, I don't give a fuck. Well, why don't you give a fuck at work? See, go one layer deeper, ladies and gentlemen. If it bothers you at home, shouldn't it reasonably bother you at work? That somebody left a dirty dish in the break room at work, but at your house, it doesn't bother you. It's a shared space. It's not solely yours. Your work carries the same germs that your house could carry. So why are you bothered at home with your roommate as opposed to when you're at work? Dirty dishes one and the same. Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Things like this happen because we allow them to. We give people too much power over our lives. Facebook and other social media platforms, Instagram as an example, are great examples of this. While the concept is the idea that friends can keep each other apprised of their lives, what actually occurs on Facebook and Instagram is that the daily updates and the dissemination of opinions have become a replacement for actual socialization. At its worst, it's a popularity contest. Instagram, Facebook is supposed to just keep you up abreast with what people are doing, but it actually becomes a popularity contest and a flurry of opinionated people. It's replaced socialization in the real world. I remember when I was in college, this is another sidebar. When I was in college, we met up at the Psych building at Cal State Long Beach. The psychology building was our Instagram. We couldn't wait to get there at noon every day. That's where we hung out. All the Greeks, all the black people, that's where the black folk hung out. And we socialized. You talked face to face and you caught up with each other face to face. You found out what somebody was wearing there. You didn't know what anybody was going to wear until you got to school at 12 o'clock. And then you could check out an outfit. Instagram, Facebook now has replaced social media. Has replaced that socialization on college campuses. Now, I've gone up to the schools in recent days, and all I see, students, they walk like this. Zombies. They're walking just like this, and they somehow don't run into each other. It's magical. If you ever go to a college campus today, right when like class lets out, watch how the students have their phone in their face and their eyes on the screen, but they don't run into each other in the hallways. It's weird to see. It is weird to see. But the psych building meetups in the afternoon, meeting at the Black Student Union or going to the university student, them days are over with. Because I can find out what all my friends wore to school that day on the Instagram page. Social media has replaced actual socialization. People write about what they've had for lunch on social media. Do you really need to know that, though? What up, Billy the Kid? Hey, M. Mills. Billy the Kid, type the word salute in the chat so you can get entered into the contest. You see how M. Mills just did that right below you? Do the same thing, Billy. Type the word salute in the chat so you can be part of the contest. At the end, I do a giveaway. I give a gift card. It's picked by random using my computer system. So people write about their lunch. They take a picture of what they had that day. But do you really need to know this? The other peril of social media platforms like Instagram is this. Like Seneca tells us about our behavior at home versus our behavior in public, in an online forum, it's easy to find ourselves, quote unquote, playing a role rather than simply being ourselves. The easiest example that you can see of this is when it comes to an online altercation, right? You got beef online. Y'all beefing in the chat. Y'all beefing in the comments and shit, right? Close friends of ours who've never had a physical fight in their life. Close friends of ours who's never had a physical fight in their life. They never had that kind of heart. They never, when you was growing up with them motherfuckers never got into no beef. Get online and begin channeling their inner Chuck Norris, right? They become The Rock. They become Bruce Lee like a motherfucker online, giving out physical threats like candy. Our online personas become gross exaggerations of who you are in real life. Let's see. Now, we aren't saying that you should give up social media completely, ladies and gentlemen. But what if you were to take 1 or 2 week break? What if you were to take a 1 or 2 week break from them? Try this as an experiment so that you can determine the actual benefits in your life from social media. Take 2 weeks off. If you don't make money on social media, and most of you don't, if making money is not, if Instagram is not a bread and butter for you, a way to channel your income, right? Because I want to put that out there. I want to make the distinct. Some people need social media in order to generate income for them to live. Most people don't. Most of you do not need social media to make money. You got a job and you need to go to your job to make money. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok is not required. Now try this. Take 2 weeks off from social media and then return and spend the next week taking notes about the following things. After you take your 2 weeks, anytime someone posts their food, their meal, anytime someone picks a fight they never even stand close to in the real world, they talking shit, but in real life, you know they wouldn't do that. Anytime, take notes of when you come back from your 2-week hiatus, anytime someone makes a comment obviously designed to provoke an emotional response, not even just trolls looking for citing causes that provoke an emotional response that they post about but never do anything about, in this case, doing something about means volunteering their time or donating to a particular cause, right? Not just a troll, but somebody just saying that they want to, acting like they gonna do like social justice, black fists, oh, I'm pissed off, knowing that they don't get pissed off. They never got pissed off in real life. Make note of any time someone wants to justify their behavior by posting about it and essentially calling on a public vote based on their popularity. So they want to do something, but before they do it, they got to put up a poll on IG or Facebook. They got to ask everybody, what do y'all think about this? What do y'all think about that? What do you think about this? I was going to go here. Should I go? Take note when you see somebody do that. And take note anytime somebody posts about a new material good, a new purse, some new jeans, a new watch, some new drip that he got. And he wants everybody to see his new hat or his new shoes. If you remove all of those, how many posts would be left? Shouldn't we brag about the things that we've accomplished, you ask? In Disclosures, we are taught this. Let silence be your goal for the most part. Say only what is necessary and be brief about it. On the rare occasions when you're called upon to speak, then speak, but never about banalities like gladiators or horses, sports, food, or drink. Commonplace stuff that everybody deals with. Above all, don't gossip about people, praising, blaming, or comparing them. Indeed, Epictetus takes it further in stating we shouldn't even tell people that we are learning philosophy unless asked, as it puts us at risk of sharing a lot of information that we might not yet have fully digested ourselves. When you are no longer afraid of that silence, afraid that silence might mark you as ignorant, then you are well on your way to becoming a true philosopher. People are always going to have opinions about you and about the things which you feel strongly about. The Stoic learns that this is not something to be concerned about, you guys. If you are showing your character by your deeds rather than your words, then you know that you are virtuous. Others will realize it as well, noticing that you choose to act rather than speak. While people may still talk bad about you, they will not be able to hurt you unless you let them. If you are living virtuously, you cannot be disgraced. You understand? Ladies, you hear that? If you're living virtuously, you cannot be disgraced. Ladies, if you're living virtuously, you cannot be disgraced. After all, if you know that you value reason above all things, that you are constantly giving back to your community as a Stoic should, what should you have to feel disgraced about? If someone who envies your strength of character chooses to try to bring you down, you're haters. Ladies, you guys, you got that chick that just can't stand anything that you do. She can't stand that you cute. She can't stand how you dress. She can't stand nothing about you, right? If someone who envies your strength or character chooses to bring you down with their words, consider that it doesn't have to be born out of spite. It could be that they simply are not ready to contemplate an existence such as you are currently cultivating. They can't handle your greatness, ladies. You should feel pity for them rather than choosing to take offense. Do not get offended by other people who diss you. Feel pity for them. Like a child, they simply don't know any better. Now, we aren't advocating that you always think yourself the adult and everyone else as a child. We don't want to make it seem like you're better than everybody, right? Of course. Rather, you need to accept that everyone can only live life according to their own beliefs and views. As such, you cannot dictate nor sometimes even predict how they will behave in any particular situation. Here's a good example. If Joe from the accounting department, right, has had too much to drink at the work Christmas party, and he starts yelling about his department hiring someone outside of the company instead of within. For his promotion, it's certainly an uncomfortable situation at the fucking company Christmas party, of all places. If he is yelling at someone you work with, then you might want to jump in and defend them, right? You want to come and help your coworker. Maybe you've decided that Joe is a fucking alcoholic because he can't control his drinking at the Christmas party in the first damn place. Then you find out on Monday, right? The next Monday, you find out on Monday that Sheila from the Human Resources Department spiked the Christmas punch with alcohol, and that Joe, who is taking a lot of medications to deal with depression, had no idea that the punch was spiked, and is lucky that the mixture of alcohol and antidepressants that he takes didn't kill him. Whoops. Weaning yourself from the habit of making a snap judgment is one of the hardest things that you will learn as a Stoic, but it is one of the most important ones. Just as you should not allow the opinions of others to harm you, you should also not let yourself stand in judgment of others. Life is a complicated place, and you never have any way of knowing if that stranger on the bus is rude to you because they woke up on the wrong side of the bed, or because they've just lost a family member to cancer or lost custody of their only child. You know, it's weird to hear this because I guess to a degree I've been living a Stoic life for a long time. I remember when I was a manager at Sears, sidebar. People would always call, code 2 means a manager, please come to the cash wrap. So, code 2 in men's department, code 2 in home improvement, code 2 in home goods, right? Code 2 in jewelry department, code 2 in footwear. And they always wanted me to come. Now this other manager, we had other supervisors that was under us to handle these code 2s. And then it was just a couple of us managers. But they always wanted Shannon to come. And I found out later that the reason why they wanted me to come was because I was always able to de-escalate any irate customer. It didn't matter. And the reason why, and what I would give them in training, because I would always train my employees on how to handle people better and to be able to understand that various personalities are going to come in retail, is that imagine that they just were diagnosed with a terminal illness and they only have 6 months to live. When a customer is yelling at you about a refund, about something not being able to, you didn't get the right change back, or they're upset that the coupon is expired or some shit happened, imagine that they just were diagnosed with a terminal disease. They only have 6 months to live and they just lost their job. Would you be as dismissive and apathetic with that customer about their current situation as you are now if you knew that in advance? And if you didn't know that in advance, assume it every time. See, whenever I deal with customers or people, I always assume you had a shitty day today, one way worse than mine. And I had a fantastic day because I'm here working. And so because I know that you had a shitty day and that you were just told by your doctor that you may not be able to live for after 6 months, I'm going to handle whatever issue that you have accordingly. It worked every single time. Now imagine if you did that with the relationships that you have at work. You don't know everybody's situation, you guys. You don't know everybody's situation. You don't even know every situation within the people that you love, that live in your house. You don't know every situation with your husband and wife. If you approach people with compassion and remove yourself, see, so often people want to be so selfish that it's all about you. Everything surrounds you. You're the nucleus. You're the center of attraction. Everything is about you, and everybody's situation needs to revolve around what's going on with your life. And that's bullshit. If you have any modicum of compassion for other people, you will assume that maybe they had a shitty day today. And they may say something that may trigger you or piss you off, but if you know that they just had a shitty day, then maybe you'll take a little bit of consideration into how you're going to respond to them so you can de-escalate the situation and be a little bit more compassionate. Imagine that. Imagine that. Ladies and gentlemen, let's continue. Ms. Drea says, sometimes people just want to be heard. Exactly. Sometimes people just want to be heard. And you're the person to listen. As there is no way to know all the variables in this person's life, is it not better to assume that they have reason to behave the way they do, even if it's not visibly apparent to us? This is exactly the approach I took at being an effective manager. I mean, this is why I became manager in 9 months. It is arguably more logical to assume that is the case. Sure, there's always jerks out there, right? But behavior such as this comes from its own source as well. So unless you can instantly see every single detail in another person's life, it's best to just keep things simple. A Stoic should take no offense. A Stoic should take 0% offense from another person's opinion because that person is just being themselves. It's simple to contemplate, but a challenge to put into practice. One exception, of course, is critics. If they say something useful, now hear me out. If a critic says something useful that can help you to improve yourself, then you should be a fool to take offense and become angry with them. They just told you quite graciously the means by which you might improve yourself. Somebody told you something that can help you be a better person. Shut the fuck up. Sidebar. If somebody tells you something, whether you want to hear it or not, it will simply make you a better person, even to a minuscule degree. You should shut the fuck up and be happy that they just blessed you with something that you can improve upon. This is an important distinction to learn, and it takes the sting out of criticism. If someone tells you your work can be improved with an organized spreadsheet, or I didn't understand half of what you just told me, then you should have a genuine concern. That is not a personal attack, my friends. It's something telling you how your work could have been better. Ladies, if somebody tells you about your makeup, if somebody's telling you that you're wearing something that you ain't got no business wearing, I don't care how they deliver it. I don't care about delivery. I don't care about tone. You don't look good in that dress. You're not 125 pounds. Take that off. Put on something more weight appropriate. Fellas, what the fuck? What's up with that gut? What's going on, man? Bruh, you're not gonna get a hair. You're not gonna cut your hair. You're not gonna trim up, clean yourself up. What's up with your dirty nails, bro? I don't care how he tells you. It's improving, so don't take it personal and don't get mad. If the critic instead says you don't know what you're talking about, or it's more complicated than that, without offering reasons why they think your approach was uninformed or simplistic, then you should simply smile and let it go. You cannot control the opinions of others, so get in the habit of investing your time in the things in which you can control. Good morning, Heather. You're looking beautiful in your photo. I don't know why that stuck out to me just now. Good morning, Heather. I'm glad you're here. Make sure you type salute in the chat. And that, my friends, is chapter 9. And chapter 10 is only 2 pages. It's even shorter than that. Then I'll let you guys go. I'm glad you guys are here. Thank you so much for being with your boy, Shan. Where's my mouse? Oh, there we go. Thanks for hanging out with your boy, Shan. We're going to move on to chapter 10. The material world is transient. The material world is transient. Heather, you just pulled up for chapter 10. Take a look at this. 2 pages, Heather, so you ain't got nowhere else to go but here. Stay here. And make sure you type salute, Heather. Don't forget. There you go. I just saw it pop up. All right, here we go. Chapter 10. What M. Mill says, I give people that know me permission to tell me that if I'm looking crazy or if I'm acting out of order. Okay, so here's the thing, M. Mills. So M. Mills, and this is based on what we just read. So hold on, Heather, because we getting ready to read chapter 10. I don't think you caught chapter 9. You can go back and do the replay later. So M. Mills is saying, based on chapter 9, that she gives people that she knows permission to tell her that she's looking crazy or if she's acting out of order. Fantastic, M. Mills. But I want you to go one step further. And this is what the Stoic would do. Let anybody do it. Anybody, M. Mills. Not just the people that you give permission to tell you that you look crazy or you acting out of order. Allow anybody, strangers included, to let you know that you look crazy or that you're acting out of order. Me, let Heather, let Miss Drea, let your next door neighbor, let your mail carrier, let the person at the fucking gas station, anybody, give anybody permission to let you know that you're acting out of order. Let anybody do that, because any information, any critic that gives you information that can help you become a better person is a blessing. It should not come only from your select group of hand-curated friends and family that you've allowed to give you their opinion. Accept that opinion from anybody. That's the next step. I'm glad that, there's a lot of people that won't even do what you. They can't nobody tell them shit, right? There's a lot of people, most people I would gather, they don't want nobody to tell them shit. So kudos to you for you hand selecting your group of people that you will allow to let you know, would tell you about yourself. But let's I don't know how old you are. I'm 50, right? So let's do it. If you're over 30 years old, let's take it to the graduate level. Let's get to the stage where we can allow anybody to tell us anything about ourselves and we don't get pissed off. 1, if they're wrong, you ignore it. Oh, you just don't know. You're uninformed. You don't know any better. You don't know any better. You have no idea the condition or why or what I'm doing, or you don't know anything. So we just let that roll off and we don't get upset. Number 2, if they're right or it can make you a better woman, then you accept it from whomever. Notice in both scenarios, we don't get upset. And that is the graduate level of doing what you're doing. Shout out to you. I appreciate you. Hey, Marvy. Marvy's here. All right, guys, let's continue. Chapter 10. The world is transient. In 2 pages and we out of here. Look at this. Let's take a look at it. Boom, boom. And we're done. That's it. All right, here we go. Through negative visualization and voluntary discomfort, the Stoic teaches themselves not only to endure, but to transcend the reliance on creature comforts. Epictetus says to us in Disclosures, we are at the mercy of whoever wields authority over the things we either desire or detest. Ultimately, if your happiness is reliant on material goods, then you should expect disappointment. History is filled with stories of people who have had great riches or fame and suddenly found themselves stripped of it. A Stoic realizes that their own happiness does not come from deeds, but from sound reason and virtuous living. How many things do you have in your life that are luxuries which you never use? Some people buy a boat, for instance, and sail it only once a fucking year. If you live in a country, maybe you bought a horse. If you live in the country, maybe you bought a horse. And while it's well taken care of, it's never ridden. You never ride your horse. Other examples might be that gaming system like Xbox or PlayStation that you bought and got bored with in a month, or fancy sports, or that fancy sports car that raised your insurance rates and quickly lost its luster in less than a year. Despite the evidence that we tend to overindulge, each year we accrue more things that we will likely use once, if we use them at all. A large part of this is commercialism, everybody. Commercialism. A large part of this commercialism of our society and belief that you are not successful if you don't have the latest flat screen TV or curved TV, Ultra HD 8K television, right? Or the speakers that are better than some local live bands are using. A Stoic realizes that they do not need these fancy things to be happy. Think about it, you guys. Were there no times in your life before these things where you felt happy? Negative visualization and voluntary discomfort will also help to truly drive this lesson home. So make sure that you are practicing it weekly. When you make your happiness reliant on the number of things which you own, then you are setting yourself up for disappointment and you are giving up your freedom. How is owning a lot of shit? He says things in the book, but I'm changing it to how is owning a lot of shit making me less free? You ask, explore this a little. How many extra hours have you put in at jobs that you disliked simply for a bigger paycheck, you guys? You work overtime. You don't like your job, but you work overtime because you know you want the money. How much time did that cost you with your family or take away from your hobbies? How many times have you heard or said the phrase, I haven't had a vacation in years. I haven't just gone away and disconnected in years. In years. I haven't just gone to Vegas and just stayed in a hotel and fucking unwind and decompressed in the pool at the Luxor Hotel. There is more to life than money, my friends. There's more to life than money and making money. Yes, you do have to work for a living. We get that. Everyone does. Once you have empowered yourself through your Stoic exercises to realize that you can be happy without a huge collection of material things, and that you can be respected for your deeds rather than the size of your house or your jewelry collection, then you will truly be free. Take a mental inventory of some of the things that you own today and ask yourself, is this practical? Cars are a good example. He's about to come. He's coming for me. He's coming for Marvelette. He's coming for me. Marvy, he's getting ready to come for me. How many cars I got, Marvy? 7, 6, 7? Oh my God, it's just me. We got to start him every week just to keep the batteries going. I don't even want to read the rest, you guys, because I think he's getting ready to come for me. Cars are a good example. You need your car to get from point A to point B. You want it to be fuel efficient and reliable. So why do we tend to get the flashy models? At some point, commercialism convinced us the societal fallacy that the things which we own are the ultimate expression of ourselves. If you drive a shitty car, you must be a shitty person, poor and unsuccessful. If you prefer comfortable sneakers to fine Italian shoes, then something must be wrong with you. Maybe you're a loser. But isn't it silly? When did it become a crime to be practical or simply comfortable? The Stoic knows that the only thing that truly belongs to them is their reason, the impressions that they choose to take. On the subject of bragging about the things you own, Epictetus warns us warns us something that we know deep down, but don't like to admit it. We don't like to admit it. Hush, Marvy. Hush, Marvy. Where did I? Marvin got me lost. Where did I leave off there? On the subject of bragging about the things that you own, Epictetus warns us something that we know deep down, but don't like to admit. That we are selling the qualities of the material goods as our own. He says, don't pride yourself on any assets but your own. We could put up with a horse if it bragged of its own beauty, but don't you see that when you boast of having a beautiful horse, you are taking credit for the horse's traits? What qualities belong to you? The intelligent use of impressions. I can attribute that to men with their women. Men brag about how fine their women are. They want to show her off. They want to go places. They want her on an arm, trophy, all that kind of stuff, right? But what does that say about you, bro? That's how beautiful she is. I get it. Oh, but you captured her. You got her, right? That's what you bragging about. Nigga, you didn't do no work, though. She's beautiful because she's beautiful. What about you? How do you look, bro? How do you look? If beauty is the subject, how do you look? How's your skin? How's your weight? Fat ass. Huh? Why do you look pregnant? And you talking about how flat her stomach is. Come on, bro. He continues to state that if you are able to control the impressions which you allow yourself to receive from things, so that you do not rely on the opinions of others or need material goods for your happiness, then by all means, you can indulge your pride in that regard. Giving yourself freedom from judgments and material goods is definitely something to brag about, you guys. History shows us that Stoics of the past indeed practiced what they preached. One story, which is shared in Seneca's letters from a Stoic, speaks of a man named Stilbo, who had just lost his wife and children during the sack of his city, but was found to be alone, yet still happy. When asked of his conqueror, a man named Demetrius, whether he had lost anything, he replied to him, "All my possessions are with me." Meaning by this, the qualities of a just, a good, and an enlightened character, and indeed the very fact of not regarding as valuable anything that is capable of being taken away. This is a very powerful example. Seneca tells us that the words of Stilbo were equally the words of the Stoic. For as cities burned to ashes, he carried with him always the self-contentment that he had achieved, and this was the line that he set to define his happiness. You see, as a Stoic, instead of valuing possessions like fancy iPhones, you must learn to value your own self-control. This doesn't mean that you can't own anything nice. Don't get me wrong, of course, but why not be practical with what you buy? You can get an art print instead of an original, for instance, and still enjoy its beauty. Instead of a closet full of clothes that you never wear, ladies, make a handful of practical selections and give away those extras to charity, thus helping your community at the same time that you are working towards a more minimalist lifestyle. If anybody's been to my house, if anybody that's watching this broadcast has been in my house, you know I'm a minimalist. You'll walk into my living room and realize instantly that I am a minimalist. You walk into my closet and you see how much closet space I have, but how many empty drawers I have. You'll know that I'm a minimalist. How many pairs of shoes do you really need? How many jackets do you really got to have? If you find that you are constantly keeping a number of items in storage that you never use, then we would challenge you to take an inventory over the weekend of these things and start getting rid of them. This is the first step in minimizing the control that these material possessions have on you. They have a control on you, ladies and gentlemen. Hang on to your keepsakes, of course, things that are, sentimental to you. There will be pictures and other things that you love that you'll want to keep. We get that. While viewed as emotionalists, Stoics are human just like everyone else, and there will be things that you do not wish to part from. The important part is knowing that if you did have to part with them, that you would still be in control of your happiness. By reducing your possessions down to the things that you use every day, you will have made an important first step towards freeing yourself from these things. If you are loath to give these things up, you just don't want to give it up, it's making you sick to give up my stuff, then rent a storage space and reduce the belongings in your actual house by 1/2 and vow to live this way for 1 month. Take it a step further if you have the strength, my friends, by eschewing television, getting rid of TV, cut cable TV, save the money on the bill, or social media for even days or even weeks this time. After the test period that you have set for yourself, then it's time to take a good, honest accounting of how you lived without these things. If you find that you still need them, you can simply go and get them out of your storage. But we think that you'll find that you never needed all those distractions in the first damn place. It's all about freedom, you guys. Once you have achieved freedom, real freedom, from material possessions and from the pressures of feeling that you must always work overtime at work to stay competitive, then you will begin to see just how much of your own happiness is truly within your control. You are not your car or your house. You are not your bank account. You are not what other people say that you are. These are all things that are transient or beyond your control. So strip away the things that enslave you, that which you cannot control or truly own. They only distract you from defining your own happiness through virtuous living and reason. And that, my friends, is chapter 10. We are done. We are done. So glad you guys are here. You see how easy it is to read books? You see how simple that is, my friends? Where's my mouse? Come on, mouse. Let's close that. Put that away. I appreciate you guys for being here. Yes, Marvy. Marvy says, I need to do this. Go ahead and clean my closet. Marvelette, just imagine if you just took a day and you just took everything out of your closet. Everything that's hanging on a hanger, you grabbed it, like you bear hugged all that stuff and you threw it on the bed. And then you took all your shoes out of the closet and threw them right there at the foot of the bed. And you took everything out of the drawers, socks, panties, bras, took it all out and you threw it on the bed. And then from this big pile of stuff, big pile of clothes and pants and jeans and dresses and tees, bras and panties and socks and everything, you start saying, I don't need this. You start creating another pile over here. You've seen me do it, Marvin. You create a pile over here and a pile over here. Remember what we did with the boys' clothes, Marvin? You remember what we did? Marvin, you do this with your own stuff. You just throw, I ain't wore this I haven't worn this. You just start throwing it and then you say, no, I need to keep this because I just wore this the other day. I'm keeping this. Oh, I like this. You get rid of this. Next thing you know, you'll have half the shit. Then you put that back in the closet. You start gaining closer and closer to a minimalist life. Give it a shot. You never know. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Remember, let's do a giveaway real quick. Let's do the giveaway. I hope everybody types salute in the chat. I don't give no warnings no more like I used to. I did that for 6 months. Now we're going to just close it out. Let's close the entries and pick the winner. LaRonda is the winner of this giveaway. Let's close. Where we at? Complete. Done dilly. Good job. Thank you, everybody, for typing salute in the chat. LaRonda is the winner of this week's giveaway. It may take 2 days, Marvy. It may take 2 days. But you'll feel so liberated once you do it. And then imagine you do that in the kitchen. Open up every drawer and be like, why do I have 4 wine openers? Why do I have 4 wine openers? Why do I need 3 ladles of the same size? Is it necessary? Doug Will says, I do that at the start of every season, 4 times a year with everything in my house. Unless it's a seasonal or sentimental and I haven't used it in the past 3 months, I get rid of it. Shout out to Doug Will, because my advice to most people is 6 months. Doug Will does it every 3. I tell people to do that every 6 months. Take inventory of their clothing, especially every 6 months. And if you haven't worn it in 6 months, get rid of it. Doug Will does it every 3. Shout out to Doug Will. Thank you, Heather. Heather hung out with us, you guys. Heather hung out with us. I told you, Heather, what was that? 11 minutes? It's nothing. Nothing. It's better than, you could have listened to 3 Cardi B songs or listen to me. Pick one. I appreciate you. Thanks, guys, for being here. Remember, reading is the way to expand your mind and your bank account. Tap in with me on Wednesday for our next 2 chapters of Rich People Read. I appreciate you guys being here. Share this video and like my page. Like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel, please. That's all I ask. Social digital currency. You have an unlimited supply of likes and follows. Subscribe to me, like the video. And I appreciate each and every one of you. And you, my friends, are dismissed.
Yeah. Escucha. Mío en tu habitación, solo los 2 segundos que hay que detener. Porque si no siento tu voz o tu olor, te extraño y te quiero ver. Tanto me falta, todas esas noches tan soñadas. Haces falta, bebé. Dime qué tengo que hacer pa' tenerte de una vez, pa' no poderte perder. Dulce, eres mi bombón. Te quiero melocotón. Por ti corro un maratón. Solo de la dirección. Tú y yo, queriendo más amor. Pa' mí no es suficiente. Yo quiero tu calor. Tú y yo, con esa conexión, somos lo que la gente no ha visto de los 2. Tanto me falta, todas esas noches tan soñadas, que me levantes a mirada. Tú tienes pinta de indicar. Mira, somos perfectos, es algo indiscutible. Mi estilo y tu estilo no están disponibles. Solo soy sensible cuando te tengo porque eres irresistible. Tus labios combinan con tus ojos, porque eres tan pretty que hasta yo de eso miento. Chica, necesito mis anteojos. Quiero verte en noche hermosa de todos modos. Tú y yo, queriendo más amor. A mí no es suficiente. Yo quiero tu calor. Tú y yo, con esa conexión, somos lo que la gente no ha visto de los 2. Tanto me falta, todas esas noches tan soñadas, que me levantes a mirada. Tú tienes pinta de indicar. Tanto me falta, todas esas noches tan tienes pinta de indicada.